What is the formula for overcoming pornography addiction? Is it as simple as removing this thing, adding this thing into our life? Is there a mathematical equation that we can follow if we've been struggling and trying to break free from this pornography addiction, but we keep finding ourselves stuck? I see a lot of men, and I speak with a lot of men on a weekly basis that have tried everything under the sun. They've tried the internet blockers. They've tried accountability partners. They've joined small groups. They've read books. They've tried to do push-ups. They've tried to stay busy. They jump in the cold shower. But they still haven't found freedom. And I think one of the biggest things that holds men back is they don't have the proper formula. They're not doing the proper addition and subtraction in their life. So in today's episode of The Rebuilt Man, I want to walk you guys through the only formula that I believe to be truly successful and why all the other ways that you've tried in the past haven't been successful. But real quickly, guys, I take a quick minute and remind you who we are and what it is we're doing here. My name is Coach Frank Rich, founder of Rebuilt Recovery and host of The Rebuilt Man. And it is our mission to help men become better men by quitting porn and rebuilding their lives. So if you're new to the channel and you're watching here on YouTube, make sure to hit that subscribe button, turn those post notifications on. And if you're watching on the audio, take a moment here after today's episode and leave us a 5-star rating and written review. But the formula, guys, the formula for success, I believe it is simple and easy, but it will be challenging. Recently on one of our brotherhood calls, one thing we like to do with our group coaching calls is we always give the attendees of the call a couple minutes to introduce themselves, especially if they're new. Depending on where they are in the journey, we'll maybe have them add some insight. Well, recently we had a brother that was at the end of the 12 weeks. He crushed the program, saw massive success and transformation, and is walking in freedom now. And on this specific call, we had a lot of new men join us. And I remember setting him up and saying, hey, Eric, talk to us about your journey, man. Talk to us about the things that you went through and some of the insights that you gained. And I've heard this repeated time and time again, but it struck me. And I thought it was one of the most powerful things on this call because, like I said, we had a lot of new members in the group on this call, guys that were in the first couple weeks. And maybe they thought they were coming here to remove porn out of their life. And as Eric was going on and talking about his journey, talking about his success through the program, the things that clicked for him, the things that created success for him, he said, guys, what I quickly realized through working with Coach Frank, because what I thought I was coming in to do, what I realized is it wasn't the goal of me minus porn. How many of you right now think that your freedom is the current version of you minus pornography? Your life free of pornography is not the life that you live right now minus pornography. And say that again. Your freedom that you are pursuing is not your current life that you live right now minus pornography. It's why everything I talk about is about stepping into this new identity, transcending this addiction, creating a new life built on new ways of thinking, new belief systems, new habits, new routines, new structure. It is not your life right now exactly the way that it is, absent of the pornography. Because the pornography is not the problem. If you're struggling with a pornography addiction, porn in and of itself is not the problem. The addiction has become the problem because porn has become the solution to your everyday problems. Porn has become the solution when you're stressed. Porn has become the solution when you're lonely. Porn has become the solution when you're anxious and tired. So if all you did was remove the solution to your problems and didn't address the problems, it's a recipe for relapse. It's a recipe for destruction. And many of you have probably been there before. Many of you have probably had 30 days of success. You probably had a 60-day streak, a 90-day streak. I talk with men all the time that say, Frank, I went a year without this thing. I removed it out of my life, but I'd lived the same life. And then it caught up with them. And then before they knew it, they couldn't white knuckle it. They couldn't manage it. They couldn't resist anymore because they didn't change anything about themselves. They didn't change anything about their days. They didn't change anything about their life. They didn't step into and create a new identity for themselves. The formula is not you minus pornography. The formula is figuring out who you need to become to no longer want, need, or desire it in your life. What new belief systems do we need to add in? What new thought patterns? What new habits? What new tools of self-regulation? If porn has become the tool that you use to regulate your mood and emotions, then the formula is figuring out what tools are needed to regulate your feelings and emotions. What new friends, what new network do you need to build for yourself? Are you lacking information? What information do you need to go out there and acquire? What pursuits do you need in your life? What are you chasing on a day-to-day basis? Are you chasing fulfillment and reward? Because if you don't have those things, it's very easy to fall into the pursuit of pleasure. The formula is not you minus pornography. The formula is figuring out who you need to become. Who you need to become to transcend and step into this new identity. Now, we've put together training, guys, that walks you through our entire framework. The 12 steps to rebooting, rewiring, and stepping into the identity of a porn-free man. If you visit rebuiltrecovery.com/12 steps, you get free access to this training, guys, here today. But stop thinking that you're just removing porn out of your life. You got to fill the holes within your life that you're using pornography to fill right now. Because if you don't, you will continue to spin your wheels. Guys, visit rebuiltrecovery.com/12 steps. Make sure to subscribe. Like this video, guys, if you're watching here on YouTube. 5-star rate and review. If you're listening on the audio side, we truly would appreciate that. But Frank Rich at Rebuild Recovery, guys, we love you. We'll see you in the next one.